Alright, what's up, machine heads? DJ Lush, the real machinist at gmail.com, coming at you with another tutorial here. This one is on mixing and using your block length to get a perfect mix every time. Not a lot of people know about this. This is just kind of a little hidden perspective here from an audio engineering point of view. I used to do a lot of recording on Pro Tools here, and that's kind of where this came from. Every professional that does any kind of mixing will do this. It's really kind of a tedious task. It takes quite a long time to do, but I just noticed that a lot of people were really paying attention to this on a lot of their mixes. So let's just go ahead and get into it here. I have a song pull up here, and this is how it goes basically. You can use quantize, as everybody knows. You can quantize your beats so your block lengths line up. You know, here I have my grid set to the 32 bars. So we have the step grid on 32 bars here. And that's fine and dandy here. All my beats are quantized, which doesn't mean much when it comes to the end of the block length. It only quantizes to the beginning of the block length. One important thing that you want to pay attention to is where your block lengths end. As you can see, my mouse cursor right here. I have my kick set up on the first number one here on the first pad, and kicks and your snares really don't matter too much unless they line up here. As you can see, my kicks here are all pretty spaced out. I have a snare here, and that's pretty spaced out. As long you just basically want to pay attention to the spacing in between your block lengths right here. When you do quantize, that doesn't help your block lengths any. I kind of wish Maschine would come up with an update here that will help your block lengths. That way you can set a specific block length. The only way to get your block lengths to be set up exactly how you want them, you can set that up in grid mode, but then you have to. It doesn't really help with your live performances. You have to do the whatever the mode is there on. Can't remember what it is. The step mode. Step mode is what it is. But I know a lot of you, like me, probably don't use a lot of step mode recording. And so I'm just going to give you a little tip here to make your mixes sound perfect every time. And so this is the process. So I'm going to go ahead and play this song here for you. I've done some of these block lengths edits until about measure 10, I think. And then after that, I'm going to show you here exactly where it starts getting messed up and how to fix it. So here we go. This is just a little beat that I got that I'm working on for one of my upcoming artists here. And I'll show you what I do here. So here's the beat. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there because right there at measure 8, you can see on this right here is where the block links start getting off here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit scroll here so you can kind of follow along. And let's see, go to pattern scroll. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back in the song. It's about measure 7 here. As you can see, all these block links here are very similar. These line up perfectly here to the 32-step grid mode. As I go on here to measure 8, this is okay right in here, and then this first beat on the kick here at measure 8 is where it starts getting a little messed up. See how these line up exactly? This starts on measure 7.4 and ends right here on the 32nd bar. Okay, now this one's going to be overlapping a little bit, so what I'm going to do here is take my edit tool and have the point selector selected and click on the end of it. See how you get that little end bar, and just click on it so it ends right there on the same bar. You're going to want to scroll through, and what I do is just go to the view, and it's custom set up to your zoom scroll. You want to pad or press over to set up your scroll mode, enable your scroll mode here. And what I do is you can either listen to it and keep stopping, but you got to be quick with your eyes there. I just go ahead and enable scroll mode on my pattern and scroll through here, and just basically, you know, you get your overlap right here and click on that. So it ends right there. You want to have all your kicks, snares, any hits like that, depending on what you want. You're going to want all those block lengths to be set the same. See, so if this is taking up two 30-second notes, you kind of want all your kicks to be taking up two 30-second notes. Some of them, you'll see how this is overlapping here. And we're taking up 3 spaces. I'm just going to go ahead and take this down. So it only ends up taking up two 30-second notes. A lot of people don't do this. I've noticed on the tutorials, a lot of people just leave the block lengths alone, and some of you might notice that your mixes are kind of a little bit muddy. This block length adds to a lot of muddiness. If you don't have these block lengths, the same all throughout, you're going to get a lot of inconsistencies in your mixes. And if you have, like, say I have a snare hit right here, I'm just going to go ahead and paint a snare hit in for you. This. See how, okay, so if I had a snare hit right here, which I don't, but say it started right here. At the end of this here, if this overlapped any, I'm just going to set up a little example here for you real quick. Okay, say this was overlapping to here, okay? See how you have this kick here and you have a snare here. If this kick is overlapping on this snare hit right here, you're not going to get any kind of silence in between your notes. It's going to make your mix sound really muddy. Your ears are a lot more sensitive than you may think, and your ears are going to pick up on it. Your eyes may not pick up on it. You know, it may not seem like anything that's a big deal, but I'm going to tell you, it's a huge deal. You want to have this set back right there, and if this was a hit right here, there's going to be just about enough silence in between this note here and this, so it will sound better. There's not really going to be any muddiness. Me, myself personally, if there was a snare hit actually here, I would set my grid to an even bigger resolution, like 128, and just kick the kick just back just a little bit, so there's some separation there. See how you have that full block length of separation? That's going to be a full block of silence, which really only is about 1/128th of a beat, which is really quick. A lot of people aren't going to notice anything like that. Your ear may not notice it, but I'm going to tell you, when everything's blended together and you're trying to get a good mix down, it's going to make a big difference. So you want to make sure to have silence separations here of at least 128th of a beat in between the two, I think personally, because silence is a lot bigger of a factor in mixes than you might think. So you want to make sure to have all these. So what I do, I just go ahead and set my resolution back on, I usually have it set on about 32 for most applications here. Enable scroll, and then I just go through here and just check to make sure everything is good. So looks like my intro is good there. I'm going to go enable my verse here. Go check my verse and scroll back to the beginning. See how these are overlapping here? Just going to go ahead and click all these so there's no sound overlapping. May not seem like a big difference because there's really nothing else going on besides the kicks and the snares here, but your ear's going to hear those little inconsistencies, and it's going to tell your mind that there's something wrong, and you may not be able to tell. So you want to just go through your mix and make sure all these are lined up on the grid. It's like I said, it's really tedious. It's something that I really don't enjoy doing, but I'm gonna tell you what, when you get done, if you listen to your before and after mixes on these, after you've edited them, it's gonna make a big difference. So see, I'm just gonna go through here, click all these, and make sure they line up on the grid. If there's any of them overlapping or cutting short a little bit, see, like this one's cutting short, same thing. You're just gonna click it and line it up with the grid there. So just go through your mix, line these guys all up, and it just depending on what you want to do. You may want to have this, you may not want to cut this short. If you have a little bit of overlap here, you may not want to cut it short. You may want to extend it. It just depends on your mix, where you want, what kind of hit it is, if it's a kick, if it's a snare, on your instruments. It makes a big difference as well. So I'm going to go down here to my bass pattern and look at the mixes here, the block lengths. See, this one's kind of a little bit short. So since this is an instrument, I'm going to extend that out a little bit. This one, see how that got cut short just a little bit? Line it up to the grid, because you never know, there could be a kick. Okay, anyways, on the instrument here, I have the 3-octave sub. You're going to make sure this is lined up to the grid here, because you never know, there could be a kick up here in the mix that's lining up with this, and if this octave sub is overlapping a little bit, it's going to cut the beginning of that kick off. So you want to make sure all these are lined up to the grid here. I'm going to click this one, it's going to cut it back a little bit. This one I'm going to cut forward. So you just want to go through every one of your blocks on all your drums, your instruments, everything. Scroll through and make sure that they're all lined up on the grid. It's going to give you a tight sounding mix every time. And if you just, as long as you do this, your mix are going to sound good. And then you can start adjusting the levels, and then start EQing. And then I'm going to show you some other tips and tricks here on mixing drums in my next tutorial. So like I said, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Click like, leave me a comment, whatever, whatnot. If you didn't like it, click dislike, whatever, leave me a comment, tell me what's up. So once again, this is DJ Lush coming at you with another machine tutorial, the real machinist at gmail.com. Be sure to check out the rest of my videos. If you like it. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. I got plenty more stuff coming up for you. All right.